Now to the school's power structure. As part of my fellowship, I visited the laser program in Washington State, speaking to Pinky Nelson. One of my questions was, what was your biggest stumbling block to implementing your reform in science education? They have a fabulous program in the Washington State. If you haven't looked up the laser program, they're doing amazing things. The answer was the principals is our biggest stumbling block. This answer matches my own personal experience. I've worked under 6 principals, and one of whom said, I don't have time to talk to you about science education. I don't know anything about science. Don't come to me. My suggestion is do away with the authoritarian role of the principals per se and replace it with rotating science leader teams in which every teacher has to serve a term as an administrator and then return to the classroom. In this way, the team of teachers would keep administrative decisions closer to the realities of the classroom, a team that would make sure that all of the disciplines are fairly represented and disciplines have to cooperate, integrating the disciplines. And I'm talking about English, science, math, social studies. When I teach chemistry, I'm teaching history, I'm teaching math. Do we have to spell this right, Mrs. Coren? Yeah, you do. If you misspell it, you've spelled a different element. Okay, point 2, addressing the need for assessment reform. I was a part of the movement pushing for test accountability. I was more than a part of it. I was a strong advocate for it. I saw too many students being left behind. I was on the Maryland State Chemistry Core Learning Goal writing team, but the accountability train went off the tracks. The very accountability that we sought to improve science education has in turn stifled it. You can't test the inquiry, which is at the heart of scientific and innovative thought. The type of accountability that was put in place nationwide pushed science out of the picture and increased our dropout rate. The nation has approximately a 24% dropout rate. This is a high school dropout rate. That's 1/4 of our nation. The whole push for testing has taken the joy out of learning and made people hate science. Whenever I used to do research projects in inquiry labs, I now do drill and kill for the test. I'm being told my time is up. With your permission, I'm going to ramble for a couple of more minutes because I want to come to a second. I'm on my second point.
Okay. I actually, Ann, if you could wrap up because we have 2 more speakers and
yeah,
we're going to. Is this on? We'll extend this until 2:15, just so that you know. But I'd like you to.
I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Anyway, I try to make my drill and kill fun for the, getting to the test, but really we've lost the deep creative thought that we need to be teaching the students. There are 2 types of indicators, content and process, but yes, there are, but a teacher's job evaluation is based at least in part on the % of her students who pass the test. Therefore, teachers teach to the test. Unless you can find a way to truly test inquiry rather than the recognition of inquiry, deep creative thought is not part of the education process. Having worked on the Maryland State Core Learning Goals, I can say that they are just that. They are chemistry core learning goals. They are not STEM core learning goals. As part of my fellowship, I worked on the National Atmospheric Literacy Standards. Those are truly STEM standards, incorporating all of the sciences in order to understand atmospheric literacy. I spent a year of the International Polar Year working closely with groups doing polar and climate change research. They have devised innovative educational materials, mostly for informal education. They're awesome materials. We need to be able to use those innovative approaches in public schools. The GLOBE program.
Ann, thank you. Thank you very much.
I haven't addressed funding. Got some creative ideas for funding, too.